Victory Monday is here, y'all. It's a great feeling. It's a great day to be a Giants fan, man. The Giants are currently sitting at 2-3 after they taken down, at the time being, a 3-1 Seahawks team that looked good. They were just coming off of a shootout against the Lions being one of the Super Bowl contenders, at least we thought, heading into the season. And now the Giants go out and they win a game that they weren't expected to win. And if you've been watching me, if you've been following on this channel, man, if you're new to the channel, man, subscribe, by the way. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We continuously talking about this Giant squad. I said it, that this team was going to go out and win games that nobody thinks they would win. That's what's going to happen. For the people that are rooting for a quarterback and, you know, that want a really high draft pick and that get upset when this team wins games, they're going to beat some teams that they're not expected to beat. In Giants fashion, you've seen it happen last year. It's going to happen this year. It's going to happen. And listen, no matter how much sometimes even me, I do want a franchise quarterback, I can never root for my team to lose. I'm glad that the team went out and won a game in Seattle because it's a really encouraging win. This defense is continuing to make strides at the time needed. And when you compare what we were after week 1 against the Vikings, and, you know, so be it. Some teams have gotten a lot of yards on us, but they keep the teams out of the end zone. This Giants defense yesterday only gave up 1 touchdown to the Seahawks team. 1 offensive touchdown. That other touchdown was 101 fumbles return, which we know it shouldn't have been a fumble. We talked about that yesterday. But this defense is making strides at the right time. The Giants defense right now leads the league in sacks. And now 2 of those games happen to be, you know, over 7 sacks performances against the Browns and the Seahawks. But so be it, man. If you were to tell me that the Giants were leading the league in sacks, I would have said we should have had more wins under our belt, which we should up until this point. Us sitting at 2-3, you could easily say a couple of plays, if they were made in our direction, which I'm not a big, you know, woulda, coulda, shoulda. But this Giants team is not as bad as it was showing to be a 1-3 team, now a 2-3 team. We should have won a couple of games that we lost. And now here we are at 2-3. The Cowboys did squeak out a win yesterday. So, you know, we still remain at the bottom of the division, especially with them beating us already. But listen, this is that tough stretch of the schedule that we were thinking that the Giants might not squeak out a win. Now, 2 of those games in this tough stretch, we got 2 dubs. And who knows? If this team continues to show progression like they are right now, who knows what they can be in the middle of the season. It's a long season, y'all. We're 5 games into it. We're sitting at 2-3, beating the Browns and beating the Seahawks. Now we're going to be taking on the Bengals, which the Bengals, they're 1-4 right now. The Cincinnati Bengals are 1-4. Sunday Night Football against the Bengals. The Bengals are beat up. The Bengals obviously are getting a little bit more healthy on the offensive side of the ball, but that defense still has a lot of problems. So this Giants offense needs to continue to get things rolling because they look good yesterday. And with Victory Monday being the topic today, man, let's talk about all the victories and the small victories on this team. Daniel Jones looked great yesterday. He looked great. I'm going to be honest. Going in without his top weapon, obviously the difficulty was up there. Playing in Seattle, one of the loudest stadiums, playing away. You know, Daniel Jones went in there and he did his thing. You know, so a couple of things, if you saw the previous video I dropped already talking about it, Daniel Jones hitting the deep ball is kind of what makes this offense look different than these past couple of weeks. Just being able to throw the ball over 25 yards is something that the team wasn't doing consistently, man. That Darius Slayton back-to-back plays on the same drive where he had the 40-yard throw and the 30-yard throw for a touchdown. Great throws, and I know Daniel Jones can do it. If we can do more of that, the ceiling for this offense is going to grow massively, because we know this offensive line has been doing their thing. It's been giving him time. He needs to continue to make throws like that, and if he does, this offense could really, I'm telling y'all, this offense, the ceiling is going to be a lot higher, man. That was going into it yesterday without Malik Neighbors. If you're going to think that Malik Neighbors comes on this offense and we should move any slower, it shouldn't. You know, he's going to be that number 1 guy. Imagine Darius Slayton with the number 2 corner on him, which obviously yesterday they were picking on whatever corner they had out there. It didn't matter who it was. Darius Slayton was still doing his thing. But with Malik Neighbors having all the attention, having plays like that where guys are just going to be able to run away from the other DBs, the plays are going to be there. As long as Daniel Jones can make those throws, which up until this point he was kind of struggling on the deep throws, he made those throws yesterday. Shout out to Daniel Jones. And I will say it, man. A lot of people talked about the drops. Yesterday, the drops were annoying because Daniel Jones is on his A game. I'm going to be honest. He was on his A game. I didn't see a lot of missed throws that I'm kind of just wondering, man, if there's a different quarterback in position, are they making that throw? I didn't have to sit there and do that yesterday. Yesterday, he was being quick and decisive with his playmaking. Like, that's kind of what I love to see out of him. And the problem is the consistency. We need to see this carry on throughout these next couple games. Have another great bounce back game against the Bengals and go win. Go win against the Bengals. I don't care what they are. I don't care about Joe Burrow. I don't care about Jamar Chase. I don't care about whoever is left on that defense. I don't care about any of those things. Daniel Jones and the New York Giants team, go beat the Bengals. Put yourself at 3-3, and we'll see where we stand, man. It's going to be really intriguing to talk about this next matchup, man, because once again, the direction of this season could really switch if they go out and win this game. We talked about it against the Cowboys, but we made it a point of emphasis on the Cowboys because knowing we're going to face a team like the Seahawks. Once again, nobody expected us to beat the Seahawks. I don't even think we did. So now sitting at this vantage point after being the Seahawks, flip the script. DJ, go ball out against the Bengals. Have good back-to-back performances. Don't let us call you out for being inconsistent. Be consistent, and let's go win another game, man. One game at a time. Shout out to Daniel Jones. I want to flip the script to the defensive side of the ball. We talked about it yesterday, but man, let's give Deonte Banks credit. Let's give him some credit. Listen, year 2 corner in a new system. Deonte Banks was a former first-round pick last year. He had a solid rookie season. We needed him to build on it, though, because he was going to be the cornerback 1 in this defensive scheme. Right now, in the beginning of the season, he was struggling. CeeDee Lamb cooks everyone. I'm going to be honest, though. CeeDee Lamb cooks everyone, but he was cooking Deonte Banks. And even that lack of effort on the last 20 yards of that touchdown that CeeDee Lamb scored, I wasn't a big fan of it. I called him out for it. I said it in my video, and I said Deonte Banks got to give more effort there. I don't like to see that he's giving up on a play, especially after, once again, you're giving up a catch. Let it all be alone. Now, Deonte Banks yesterday, locking down DK Metcalf. You love to see it. Not only is it because, once again, it's DK Metcalf, good job at bouncing back and really stopping him. But for me, it's hearing all the noise, hearing all the talks about him being not living up to a cornerback 1, and he goes up and he steps up. Listen, there's a stat out there per PFF. He only gave up 2 catches for like 14 yards when he was in coverage against somebody. Deonte Banks balled out. Shout out to Deonte. We need him to continue to build on performances like that. It doesn't get easier. Listen, every team has almost a wide receiver 1, and they're stacked. Jamar Chase next week is going to be a big task. A big task. I don't expect them to keep him one-on-one with Deonte Banks, but once again, just continue to build on it, man. He's been in coverage and in phase with these guys. It's just been making a play on the ball. Yesterday, when he was in the position to, he went ahead and did so. So shout out to my guy Deonte. Once again, we'd love to see it. Locking down receivers, because once again, this is our future, y'all. For these young players to be performing this way, it's insightful because this is the future of this team. Deonte Banks is, Dexter Lawrence is, Kayvon Thibodeau, Brian Burns is. When you think about the other performances that we've seen, Tyler Newman looks solid. Tyrone Tracy should be the running back 1. We've talked about it on these videos, but once again, even a day after this W, I'm still thinking about how he was running the ball. Listen, he was making guys miss. He was breaking angles that safeties were trying to make on him. He had good big runs, and the offensive line, once again, shots to the offensive line. They created big holes for this guy, but not only were there big holes, he was hitting the holes hard. He really was. He wasn't messing around. He wasn't thinking about cutting left and right. He was averaging 7 yards a pop. Like, that is great to have, and especially for this offense to continue to, move the ball. Being able to run the ball is a key asset, but not only, when it looks pretty, but when it gets ugly. He was still averaging like 5 yards a pop. So you love to see Tyrone Tracy do that, and once again, he has to get more opportunities. I know Singletary is going to be the starting back. He has the more committed money to it, whatever, but Tracy has to get more touches, and it's clear. Let's involve him a little bit more in the play calling. Let's get the ball in his hands and see if he can continue to make plays. That's what we need to see. And then once again, man, the Giants beating the Seahawks is something that nobody expected. We're glad that we're sitting here on a Victory Monday talking about it. And let's see if they continue to, once again, build off of it. If they can build off of it and have good back-to-back W's in a week, and I'm not going to assume that they'll beat the Bengals, but they should beat the Bengals. I don't care what it is. Go beat the Bengals. Go beat the 1-4 Bengals. And make it 3-3 on the schedule. Make it 3-3 with your record. And we'll see where we go from there. Because then it can get really interesting. Real interesting, man. Y'all let me know how you feel down in the comments, man. Let me know how you feel on this Victory Monday. And how you feel about all the players. Deonte Banks, Daniel Jones, Malik Neighbors coming back on this offense. Y'all let me know how you feel about that, man. I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.